Robbo and Kasey are here with us, obviously two of them covering La Liga for us all season. Kasey was on the call today for the Atleti game, and they'll be happy to be back to winning ways today. Kasey, what did you take away from this clash?
Well, really in the first half, we talked a lot about, Mark Donaldson and I, is that Morata at different times was making really good runs forward, but just had no support. The rest of the team was just very slow to be able to react, and they just didn't get the numbers in the box where maybe second half when they started with the man advantage, they were able to get more numbers forward. Yes, that advantage didn't last very long after the silly second yellow card from Hermoso, but still, they made a bigger commitment to get more numbers forward, and they got their reward for it. Yes, a little bit fortunate on both goals. You talked about the great block from Bigas on the first one that then fell kindly to Griezmann to chip that nice ball into Joao Felix, and then obviously the second wild deflection. But exactly what Atletico Madrid needed after a real poor run of form before the World Cup break to see if they can maybe get some consistency in I wouldn't say second half of the season because we're not quite halfway through yet, but in this second part of the season to see if they can challenge at the top of the table. And the big question for Atletico Madrid, though, it sure looks like a lot of players are being linked with moves away in this January transfer window. What is Diego Simeone going to have at his at the end of January, February 1st, what's his squad going to look like?
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it, Robbo? Especially to see one of those players that keeps being mentioned with a move away. He's pretty much said it himself, and Joao Felix still starting despite the uncertainty about his future. Is Diego Simeone right to use him while he can?
Absolutely. You know, when you look at that side, it makes me scratch my head why Atletico Madrid don't play better football, don't create more chances as they did in the first half. You know, Morata, as Kasey just said, made lots of good runs. He can hold up the play. He can bring others into the game. Griezmann, who we saw at the World Cup, can dictate the play, pick out a pass. Joao Felix, we saw at the World Cup, can go past people. Carrasco, one of the best wide players in La Liga, down one side. Llorente's got loads of energy and effort down the right-hand side. And they've got two midfield players in Kondogbia and Barrios who could control the game. But they just didn't do enough in that first half. But Joao Felix is an excellent player, and the manager just hasn't got the best out of him. There's talk that there's a rift between the two. I'm sure that's the case. But at some point, they've got to stop that. And if Joao Felix goes, I think wherever he goes, he's going to be a top-class player. They need more out of Griezmann, who was better today. They need more out of Morata. If those players can play at their very best, Atletico Madrid will have a good second half of the season.
It's all about the pink hair with Griezmann. That's what I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think Griezmann's pink hair has changed everything.
Why don't you try it?
Absolutely not. I will not be trying that pink hair. I'll try it if you try it, Chef. Deal?
Yeah, more chance of Robbo and Kasey.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.